Okay, so once we do the introduction about all these cloud-based contact centers and introduction to Genesys Cloud and introduction to Genesys Cloud architecture, we are going to start with the telephony. So telephony is voice, right? Like voice is just one part of Genesys Cloud. So we are going to do uh, a real-time scenarios about how you can connect your SIP trunk into Genesys Cloud, how to configure that SIP trunk, what information you need from your telecom provider. There are three different type of voice models that Genesys offer: Genesys Cloud Voice, BOOC Cloud, and BOOC On-Prem. Those are the three models that we can opt for to activate voice into Genesys Cloud. So we're going to talk about that. And then we'll talk about Genesys Telephony Server. What are its capabilities? How is it configured? How is it working from AWS? Okay. And then there's one key concept called Global Media Fabric. In Genesys Cloud is not available in all the countries. So when you are working on a project where Genesys Cloud is not available, how can you meet local regulations? How can you store the recordings locally? Um, all those things will be covered as part of Genesys Global Media Fabric. And then we'll talk about the soft phones. So Genesys has inbuilt phones available, WebRTC phone, Genesys provided soft phone. Even you can use some remote phone options. So how can agents use those remote phones to access the telephony? So that there'll be a intense sessions on all these topics because voice is one of the key channel for any contact center solution. We are going to cover that as part of this telephony sessions. Once telephone is done, and then the IVR. So core component of any contact center solution is IVR, ACD routing, and integrations. So that will be covered once the telephone is done. So Genesys has inbuilt orchestration tool to build IVR call flows. You don't need any coding knowledge for this one. So we'll walk through the portal. We'll explain each and every node that is available, and then we'll start doing sample call flow development. Okay, so we'll sit with you and then start developing the sample call flows, explaining each and every option that is available in the IVR call flow. So that's part of IVR. And then when these IVR sessions are going on, so a lot more topics will go parallelly. Like one is ACD routing. So how do you send the calls to queue? What base, what kind of routings you can do, like skill based routing, language based routing, ideal time routing, and there is a lot of advanced routing options that are available in Genesys Cloud. We can make use of those advanced routings. So that will also go along with IVR call flows. And then uh, the main important things like when call is waiting in the queue, how can you engage customers, what kind of messages that you can play to the callers, how can you play estimated wait time, position of the caller, how can you provide voicemail options, callback options to the callers. Those things will be part of in queue call flow. And a screen pop-up, so when call goes to agent, what kind of information we can display to the agent, how to design that, uh, that comes under screen pop-up. So these sessions, it's all like correlated, interrelated with each other topic. Okay. And then when this IVR is going on, the other important topic is integrations. One of the biggest capability of Genesys Cloud is integrations, and this is one of the reason why Genesys got so much of craze compared to any other cloud-based contact centers in the market at the moment. The way Genesys can provide integrations, that is their key component. Okay, so there's a number of options that are available. Like there are a lot of Genesys inbuilt integration options. You can integrate with CRM solutions, you can integrate with third party chat bots, voice bots, you can integrate with third party reporting tools. There is a lot of video capability tools available in the market, so we can utilize all of them. And main important one, data actions, web services. So how can you connect your third party web services into Genesys Cloud? How can you call those APIs? So those are the main topics. So the overall this training, this part, the telephony, IVR, and integrations, These are the core components of Genesys Cloud, and this is basics to learn any contact center solution. So these are the main basics to talk about. So since you guys are starting new into this cloud-based contact centers, these are this will become basics for any kind of product. Okay, so it's not just relevant to Genesys Cloud. Even if you want to start with Amazon Connect or any other product, this will this will build basics for your any kind of contact center solutions. Any questions so far?
Hi Srini, this is Mahesh.
Yeah, Mahesh, go on.
While integration, as you said, it is going to be Genesis is a vast availability for in integration. Is there Salesforce and other SAP also? It is going to be cover here in these topics.
Salesforce is covered. SAP we don't have access. See, like a lot of there are 300 applications related to
Oh,
integrations. So you
okay.
may not be able to show every application,
Ah, ah,
but we are going to explain you how the basics of integration works, how what are the information that you need to do the integration, and then we'll show some samples. Like example, we will do Salesforce integration. That is
mhm.
possible. So we'll show a lot of things like Amazon Poly. We can show. So whatever is possible, we will show. And then the APIs. So we will show Genesys Cloud APIs. We'll also show third-party APIs, how we can integrate. But you will have that basics built on how to do integrations into Genesys Cloud. Because each
So,
product comes with its own integration approach. So Salesforce is one type of integration. If you want to integrate with SAP, there may be
mm,
a direct connector available. If direct connector is not available, how do you integrate that? So that basics you will uh, we will cover on overall architecture of how this integrations works into Genesys Cloud. So with that, you will be able to do any kind of integration.
great, thank you. And another question is there any planning you're completing in this training session is going to be conducted Google Dialogflow or it's a separate topic?
See, like so when it comes to integrations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So example, Google Dialogflow. Google Dialogflow is a separate product altogether.
Mm-hmm.
But we will show how to do integration of Google Dialogflow into Genesys Cloud, and then how you can use Google Dialogflow inside Genesys Cloud. But we will not cover anything related to how to build a voice bot or chatbot in Google Dialogflow. Same thing with Amazon Lex. So we'll show the integration perspective, but we don't show how to develop chatbots or voice bots in Amazon Lex. But I'll give you some videos. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty clear, especially if you want to start with Google Dialogflow from the basics. There are some videos we will show that. We'll share that videos with you so that
It's a
you can
great,
go
great.
through
Thank you.
the basics.
Yeah. So after last question, after UI changed Genesis Cloud, is there any naming convention was changed or same as earlier, or is there anything changed in certification GCP perspective?
See, the capabilities they did not change. I don't know. Maybe Genesis has hired some new UI engineer. He started doing some crazy things. That's the only thing. Or maybe they have a bigger plan coming up. They just started with rearranging the icons at the moment. Okay, so previously they used to display everything on a single page. Now they moved everything onto a menu-based tool. Okay, slowly they may be going to change everything. At the moment, there is no capability changes. Capability wise, it's 100% same. So last
Mhm.
week it is the old interface. This week it is new interface. So no changes in the capabilities. It's just rearranging and then recategorizing the navigation. It's just the navigation changes at the moment. And when
So,
it comes to certification,
mhm.
certification has not changed in last 8 years. Okay,
Oh,
so
uh-huh.
it's all same questions, just reshuffle here and there. I think like they have set up some 200, 300 questions. They just reshuffle and then uh, share. Okay, that's how
Okay,
it's working.
great. Thank you.
And another important thing, right? Like There is no certification course as such in the market. Okay, so I see someone is publishing saying they have a certification course, though there's no such certification course. Even if I work in Genesys Cloud for 2 years and then go take that professional, I cannot guarantee that you will be able to clear that exam. Certification pattern and the real time things happening in Genesys are completely different. Okay, so but we'll help you on certifications on what how to clear them. So they, even if you see some post saying we are conducting Genesys Cloud professional certificate training, no, you can never have a certification training, because the questions they ask and the real time experience you will get when you're working on projects, they are completely different. So don't trust such kind of things.
Yeah, we observed some people are posting such kind of training session information. So that's why I raised. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Srini, is Genesys Cloud CX is different from the Genesys Cloud?
See, it has a lot of names actually. So when Genesis started, it's actually a product called Interactive Intelligence. They purchased one product called Interactive Intelligence. They still have it in form of Genesis Pure Connect. Then they started their own new product called Genesis Pure Cloud around 2015 or somewhere. So for almost 5 years, they were using the same name as Genesis Pure Cloud, and then 3 years back they rebranded it as Genesys Cloud. Okay, so now it has different names: Genesys Cloud, Genesys CX Cloud, Genesys Pure Cloud. So any name, it's all same product.
Okay, so all these like technologies will be prerequisites to work as a Genesys developer, right?
No, you don't need any prerequisite. Okay, so this training, if you have previous contact center experience or telephony experience, it's good. But even if you don't have that experience, maybe even you're moving from some other technology into this one, if you have any IT background, that's added advantage. But you really don't need to have any experience. So main thing is this whole tool is redesigned using latest technologies. Okay, so if you have contact center background, you'll be able to correlate a lot of things. Otherwise, even if you don't know those technologies, it's okay. You will be able to uh, learn this, learn those things with this training. Okay, so a lot of things are changed between your on-prem and then cloud-based solution. Because, like, take example Genesys Engage. I'm not sure if anyone has worked on Genesys Engage. See, almost the capabilities wise, if you compare Genesys Cloud and Genesys Engage, core capabilities wise, it's all same. But Genesys Cloud has come with a lot of AI capabilities recently. In last 1 years, it has released a lot of AI capabilities which you may not see in Genesys Engage. But core capabilities like IVR, ACD routing, integrations, how this tool is working, it's all almost same. But what happens is when it comes to cloud-based contact centers, lot of configuration wise it changes. Say example T server, SIP servers. So you will work on core components of telephony when you are on the on-prem kind of solutions. But when it comes to cloud-based solutions, you will not have that in-depth visibility of how those components are working in the background. So they don't expose all the server related components to us. Now we need to learn the contact center at application level, a new way of learning the contact centers now, not at server level. Previously all our exposure is on the server side. Now you're going to learn it as an application wise. When you're learning as an application wise, you may think it is easy, but it became more complex because they go integrate with every application in the market, and we need to learn how these integrations are going to work. It's not like your old solutions where you work on telephony. Yes, I know telephony and I'll be able to work on a project, or I know how to build an IVR, I'll be able to work. That has gone now. We need to learn whole technology now. That itself will become more complex, but main thing is it is easy, user friendly. The tools has become so user friendly that if you learn the base concepts, configuration and development will become easier. So the topics are more to learn, but it is easy to learn. Okay, so that's how this all new tools has come into the market.
Okay, thank you. So basically, I'm from IVR development background with Java experience and trying to learn the Genesys platform as well. So,
Yeah.
so as per your introduction, like it's going to be uh, quick, right?
Yeah. See, like the main thing is the tool got consolidated. Now, any technology we used to work on, Cisco, Avaya, or Genesys Engage, right? Take example Cisco. We used to, like, there'll be a separate engineer for call manager, separate engineer for voice gateway, separate engineer for building the IVRs, separate engineers for any transcoders or kind of things. Same thing used to come in Genesys Engage also, right? Like, now you're saying you're a IVR engineer, and then there'll be a separate telephony engineer, separate GAX engineers, right? Separate analytical engineers, and separate digital channels, which you call it as e-channels. So there'll be engineers for each and every one. Now, that's not the case with Genesys. So if you start attending interview, they'll start asking about everything. They'll start asking about administration. They'll start asking about IVR. They'll start asking about telephony, reports, and all AI capabilities. The AI capabilities itself will become a huge topics. So yes. So now IVR. So you are comfortable with IVR, but now when it comes to Genesis, IVR is not only the skill that you need to learn. You need to cover everything else as well. So this
Mm.
training will cover each and every capabilities that is available in Genesis Cloud. Only thing that we don't cover as part of this training is workforce management, but we'll also give videos for that. Workforce management is not covered as part of this training.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, Srini. That helps.
We'll proceed. I'll take questions later again. So once these core components are done, then we are going to get into the advanced capabilities. So first we'll start with basic reports that are available in Genesys, real-time dashboards, reports, how supervisors can run some reports, and the main important one, quality administration. So supervisors will go listen to the recordings. They'll give ratings to the agents. So what are those quality administration capabilities? Survey. So business want to do survey. So you can do voice survey. You can send an email to customer and ask them to give ratings. So all those things are possible. So we are going to cover that as part of quality administration. And once these basics are done, then we are going to introduce remaining channels like email, web message, WhatsApp. So how can you bring all these channels into Genesys Cloud? How can you integrate them from your example email? So how can you bring emails from your Exchange server into Genesys Cloud and then assign it to an agent? Uh, and then the same thing with web message. How can customer go to your company's website, start a chart, how that chart ends up into Genesys Cloud? So we are going to show all email and web message. Under web message, lot of things will cover: SMS, social media like Facebook, Instagram, or even WhatsApp integration with Genesys Cloud. So that will be touched based on web messaging. Okay. Once you learn voice channel, because like I was keep saying, right, telephony, IVR, and integrations are the core capabilities or the basic topics of Genesys Cloud. If you understand those three topics, it's like you already know 70% of the training. So a lot of people was asking us, why can't you do trainings on AI? What is the point in doing training on AI without knowing the basics? Okay, so if someone come and ask me, teach me AI, no, I cannot just teach you AI. It's not possible. Without knowing the basics, I cannot teach you AI. But once you know the basics, I don't need to teach you AI. So it's all correlated. Without knowing what is IVR, how can I teach you what is voicebot? Without knowing what is quality administration, how agent log into Genesys Cloud, how agent answer the call, what is the technology it uses in the backend, how can I teach you Copilot? It's all relevant. Or even see, like, there is a supervisor Copilot as well. So without even knowing what is quality administration, how quality administration works in Genesys Cloud, how supervisors leverage this capability, how can I tell you what is supervisor copilot? These are the basics. Without knowing basics, you cannot do AI things in Genesys Cloud. Once you have a strong foundation of all these basics, AI is just configuration. If someone asks me to go activate Copilot, it oddly takes 5 minutes. Oddly takes 5 minutes to activate Copilot. People think that Copilot is a very big concept. And then Genesys has a very good article on how to activate Copilot. Step by step, they'll give you. So they'll even say go click in admin, then go to Copilot, create a Copilot, give the name to it, assign it to the queue, your Copilot is done, ready. Then why are people struggling to learn Copilot? Why are people struggling in the AIs? Because they don't know the basics. So this quality administration, IVR, integrations and telephony and basics of digital channels. So this will give you exposure about each and every component that is available in Genesys Cloud. Once you finish these topics, these 5 topics, then it's all advanced AI, AI related like voice bot, chatbots, digital bots, agent to copilot, supervisor copilot, knowledge articles. So and then there is predictive routing. So this Genesys treat them as artificial intelligence and machine learning related concepts, even speech analytics. These topics and all right, we'll be able to finish it in 20 minutes because you already know the basics of each and every component. Now we just need to activate few buttons to make the solution work. Okay, so all AI things are covered as part of this one. We are going to teach you how to build bots inside Genesys. We are not going to teach you how to build a bot in Google Dialogflow. We are not going to teach how to build bot in Amazon Lex. That's outside of Genesys. But Genesys has its own bot engine. So we'll explain, we'll show you how to build bots, voice bot, chat bots. How can you use it in the IVR, or how can you, if I build a digital bot, how can I use that digital bot in a web message? So those kind of things we are going to train as part of this training. And then Copilot. So Copilot is making a lot of buzz because the easy topic to speak nowadays in any industry is artificial intelligence and machine learning. And even Genesys to survey in the market, they have to come up with AI capabilities. Without AI capabilities, no one is going to buy Genesys Cloud. That's the fact. Any product without AI capabilities, contact center, you cannot sell the contact centers nowadays. So Genesys has purposeful like so they are rebranding whole solution as Genesys Cloud CX with artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, so maybe soon they may even rename something relevant to AI. Okay, all these knowledge articles, agent assist, chatbots, voice bots, copilot, supervisor copilot, they all comes under AI. So we are going to cover all those capabilities. So once all these things are done, then we'll get into troubleshooting. The main important one, what are the common issues that you face in Genesys Cloud? This Genesys Cloud is called CCaaS, Cloud-Based Contact Centers as a Service. It's relevant to SaaS, SaaS, Software as a Service. But for contact centers, there is a specific naming called a CCaaS, Cloud-Based Contact Centers as a Service. Now we are going to buy this as a service from Genesys. When you buy this as a service from Genesys, we don't work on infrastructure. We don't work on building the servers. We don't work on deploying the software into servers. That's part of Genesys active roles. Now, if every server is with Genesys and then you are troubleshooting, what kind of troubleshooting you can do? What kind of logs you can access? So in case if you are not able to resolve an issue, what kind of support you get from Genesys? So all those things will be covered as part of troubleshooting. And then interview preparation. See, like I don't like to say interview preparations. The main reason is we are not doing a theory sessions. So if I talk about ACD routing, I'm not teaching you how to create a queue, because create a queue, what is there? It's not development. You don't need to write any code for it. It's just a one form that you need to fill. Give the name of the queue, select the routing method, assign the agents, and then your queue is ready. That's not ACD routing. It's not called ACD routing. ACD routing is understanding the concepts, how you can send a call from IVR into Genesys Cloud. Sorry, how you can transfer the call from IVR to ACD. When call reaches ACD, how is it going to run the algorithms to find out the right agent? So there's a lot of options available. Skill-based routing, ideal time-based routing, language-based routing. How these three components work together to pick up the right agent. When calls start alerting the agent, so what kind of information they see on the screen, how it processes. When call is waiting in the queue, what kind of messages we can play to the customer, like hold music, estimated wait time, position of the caller. That is ACD routing. Creating a queue is not ACD routing. Now people will ask me, do you do you give training on interview preparation? When we are explaining the topic so detailed, including the concepts and including implementation, why do you concentrate on interviews? That's our question, but people are still interested. So those who skips that sessions and then just concentrate on interview, there'll be sessions on interview preparation as well. We'll give guidance on what are the key topics, how to prepare for interviews, how to answer in the interviews. So there'll be sessions, and then we'll also give some sample resumes. You guys can make use of it, and then we'll also do the review of your resumes. In case if you prepare a resume and you want us to review, we will do those things as well. So this one, see, like there's a lot of posts, okay, so I'm not saying to degrade them. So there's a lot of people in the market who just copied our trainings and then doing it like a theory, saying some animated videos, all those things. So that's not our approach. We are not, other than this presentation, I just have another presentation where we have some 10 slides which we will use only on the first or second sessions. After that, no theory at all. We're not going to walk through any presentations and then close it. So everything will be logging into the system, explain the capability, first explain the concepts, and then show how to configure those concepts in Genesys Cloud, and then wherever possible show how those components are going to work. That's our whole approach of training. Any questions so far? I'll cover about recordings and then lab access. Any questions so far?
Sri, so which version you're going to give the training actually in the Genesys Cloud?
Genesys Cloud don't have version controlling. The reason for that is they do release every 15 days. So the product changes every 15 days. Every 15 days there'll be a bug fix. There'll be a new capability introduced. It's a CAS models, right? Normally CAS models will not have versioning. So we are buying it as a software. So when you're buying software as a service, the provider will make changes every 15 days, even 30 days. So no version controlling. So everything is latest.
Okay, so actually now when we check the Genesys Cloud CX application, so it's showing as beta version. It's quite different than previous version
No,
to find out
what
the options. Yeah.
see what happened is previously they have a very good interface. Now someone came and then want to spoil it. So they are saying new UI, Genesis new UI. Capabilities wise 100% same. Yeah, or you can even say 99%. Previous old one was 100%. Now they when they say the new UI, they broke lot of things and they missed lot of capabilities. Now you can even degrade it saying it is 99% at the moment. They missed a lot of features. No capability changes. Capabilities is all 100% same. They're just rearranging the icons at the moment. And this training, anyways, everyone are on the new interface now. Even if I'm walking through the portal, I'll walk through the new interface only. No one has access to old interface. So the main thing
Oh,
is version controlling, right? There's no version. If Genesis releases a new UI, you cannot say I still want to stay with the old. It's not possible. They push it to everyone. You need to accept it. That's how Genesis works. They'll give you enough time to prepare for that change, but everything is always latest. So beta, it's a program. So whenever they're releasing a new capability or whenever they're making changes to an existing capability, they will allow a beta program, meaning you can go register for it to have early access to that new capability or changes. During this beta period, you can test it. You'll have option to enable, disable. But when they make it general availability, they'll push it to everyone by default. Then you will not have an option to say, I don't want this. Now I can, we don't like the new UI. My business is not liking the new UI. Now I cannot go tell to Genesys saying I want to go back to old version. No, it's not possible because it says SaaS application. So SaaS applications will not have control on versionings and all. So why it is showing beta for you? Maybe your organization has registered for a beta program to have this new UI, but now it is general availability. Now it is for everyone.
So it's everyone. Okay. So if we learn this telephony and IVR and integration, so is it the same as for Amazon Connect as well, or we need to, if you want to learn Amazon Connect, that's we need to focus separately on that.
See, like all the tools in the market, even not just contact centers, any kind of technology that is working on, they are all going with the same level of software development cycle. Meaning there'll be a tool, it'll integrate with a lot of applications. Okay, so kind of stuff. Now, especially when it comes to contact centers, all coming in the same model. You will have an interface for configuration, and then they'll take care of all the things in the back end, plus integrations. So example, if I explain telephony in Genesys Cloud, you learn what are the core components of telephony, how these cloud-based contact centers are working. Now, if I go look into that in Microsoft Teams wise, or if I go look into that in Amazon Connect, or if tomorrow if some other tool is coming, it's all going to be the same. The concepts are same. Only the interface is different. Eh, Amazon has built their own interface, and then Genesys has built their own interface. In the backend, it is all same kind of voice models. Same with integrations also. So there is a Salesforce integration. Whether I integrate Salesforce with Genesys Cloud or Salesforce with Amazon Connect, the concepts are going to be the same almost. Only the interface will change. So if you, it's not just Genesys Cloud. Say you learn Amazon Connect. If you learn Amazon Connect, when you come to Genesys Cloud, it's almost like you know the technology 50%. Remaining 50% that you're going to learn is how this tool is built, how, where are the components available, how to connect those components. So, but one thing with is Genesys is there in the market for almost 20, 30 years, right? So they know how to make the solutions works. So when you learn Genesys Cloud and then go to other products, you learn more technology in Genesys than compared to Amazon Connect. So if, example, you go to Amazon Connect and then say you want to implement voicemail. So they don't treat voicemail as a voicemail. They treat voicemail as a streaming service. They'll say, if you want voicemail, go activate streaming option and then connect it with your IVR and then do it. But it has a name called voicemail, which is a core telephony concept. So you will understand that when you're going through Genesys. So you'll understand the core components of this telephony, IVR integrations in Genesys compared to any other product because they have different namings. You tell them screen pop-up, they will say you go build a website in Amazon Connect. So if you want to have a screen pop-up in Amazon, you need to build a web page. They treat it as a web application. But Genesys, it's a core component. Screen pop-up is the agent desktop. When they receive a call, what information they see on the screen. Same thing if you say call recording, it has a proper naming. But other tools call it as a streaming service or whatever names they use. Okay, so you will not be able to learn Amazon Connect as it is, but you'll understand the concepts. Now, when you want to learn Amazon Connect, you don't need to understand what is ACD. You don't need to understand what is skill. You don't need to understand what is Copilot. You don't need to understand what is VoiceBot, what is chatbots, because you already know the technology. Then you learn the tool, how to build that in Amazon Connect. So that's the difference.
Oh, okay. So total how many sessions in this training cover?
I'll come to that part. I need to explain our training approach. Then you'll understand how many sessions it'll be. Maybe.
Uh, Shri, I have a point. Like you have mentioned about the integrations and APIs, right? So will you teach about the in the troubleshooting steps for the APIs if any issue comes in how we have to troubleshoot, or else is that something which is not related to these sessions?
See, troubleshooting, when I'm only explaining theory, then you need to concentrate too much of troubleshooting. When we are going to explain you the concepts itself, say example, common issues that we face in APIs are maybe you have a credentials, your credentials expired, or
Okay.
maybe the API server is down, or maybe
Mm.
the API is taking longer time to respond, or
Okay.
maybe your API team went and made changes in the backend. They did not inform you to make changes on your side. These are the common
Yeah.
issues related to APIs. But we are
Okay.
going to teach you how to configure those credentials, how the
Mm-hmm.
APIs will work, how you
Okay.
get the what kind of information you need to get from your API team, how do you
Okay.
configure that in Genesys. When you know all those things, and then we are going to show you how to test it. So
Yeah.
when you know all those things, you don't need a separate troubleshooting steps.
Yeah.
So if you go run your API, obviously it will show the error. Looking at the error itself, you will understand where is this happening. If it is a
Okay.
timeout, it is clearly showing it is timing out. Who do I contact? I'll go talk to the API team saying, see, I'm running your API and it is not responding on time. Go
Mm.
improve your performance. Or you're
Okay.
getting internal 500 server error. Your
Mm.
API is down, or
Okay.
maybe you say it will clearly show because the interfaces are matured. It's not very basic. Say the interfaces are
Okay.
very matured. If you go run a test, you'll know what is the error.
Mm.
All you need to do is just analyze that error. How
Okay.
do you analyze it? If you know how APIs are working, you will be able to analyze. So that's what we are teaching.
Yeah.
Same thing
Got it.
with telephony. Someone says we are not receiving the calls. People
Hmm.
who don't know the technology will struggle on why the calls are not coming.
Yeah.
Person who knows how call comes from customer to your service provider, how your service provider delivers the call into Genesys Cloud, and then
Mm.
how it goes to IVR and agent. If you know what are the components involved, you'll start checking one at a time. Say call
Yeah.
is not coming, you make a test call. So then you'll go check whether call is hitting Genesys or not. Call is
Okay.
not hitting Genesys, problem is with my service provider. I'll go to my service provider. Call is
Okay.
hitting Genesys and then it is disconnecting. Maybe
Okay.
I have put a IVR call flow and then some of my logics in IVR are failing. That's why it is disconnecting. Or maybe your IVR is okay. Now it's not going to an agent. So why
Mm-hmm.
it is not going to agent? First I'll go check my agent profile. Does agent have
Okay.
all the required information? Or maybe
Yeah.
yesterday it was working, today it is not working for agent. Then
Yeah.
I no need to verify my configuration because it's all working okay from last 1 year, started from yesterday. So then it is not my configuration issue. Something related to network or something
Yeah.
related to WebRTC. See, like
Yeah.
once we know what components are involved, how those components are working, troubleshoot, you no need to learn troubleshooting separately. It's
Yeah.
all step by step that we start verifying and then go validate if those configurations are proper or not. So
For a contact center person who had been experienced with 6+ years or so, what type of certifications is needed from the Genesis side?
see, and understand one thing, there is
Mm-hmm.
no need for certifications. It's all
Okay.
I shouldn't be making this statement. It's all money making process. Any product that you take, certifications is just money making process for the
Yeah.
companies. Because think how much revenue Genesis may be getting through certifications. You will not be even understand. Like at least 20% of their whole revenue will be through certifications. that
Okay.
that is the amount of money that they are making. I shouldn't be making these statements, but it's not just Genesis. You take any product in the market, Microsoft, take Microsoft AWS or
Mm.
Google, everyone
Yeah.
are more on certifications because it's a money making process for them. Now
Okay.
if you go through this training, can you clear certifications? No, you cannot clear any kind of certifications after going through this training. Same thing. If I work in a Genesys Cloud for 3 years, can I go clear the certifications? No, I cannot guarantee. Because I know one guy, he's working in Genesys Cloud for almost 4 or 5 years in a real-time project. If I ask him to go through that professional certification, can he clear it? No. He failed 3, 4 times and then we helped him to clear it. Okay,
Okay.
so that's how the certifications are. So there is no ground reality that you learn Genesys, you will be able to clear certifications, or opposite. If I clear certification, can I work on Genesys Cloud? No, you cannot even do a simple project by clearing the Genesys Cloud professional certificate. That's I'll help you clearing the certificate and then give you access to the portal. You cannot even create a user by clearing that
Hmm.
certification exam. So that's
Okay.
they are not interrelated, but we will help you how to clear the certifications. So if your say your business is saying go clear this certification, or your business is making it mandatory process, or maybe your interview process is mandatory, you need to have a certification. So we'll help you on clearing the certifications, but it is, I'm telling you, it is very expensive. I don't recommend taking certifications from your pocket, because it's not going to help you for your interview. At the same time, it's not helping you for your role as well.
Okay.
Only there are some countries, they say if you have certifications, your resume will be picked up faster compared to a non-certified person. If that is the case, then we'll help you. Okay, so there is almost 10 certifications from Genesys. First one is professional one. So that is a basic certification that you need. We'll help you with that process.
Sure. Great. Thank you.
I'll proceed further. I'll take questions again. Okay, so just to give, right, like we are not doing training just with theory knowledge. We have a proper full-time experience, 13 plus into contact center. So we started working on Edify IVRs. I'm not sure if anyone even heard about it. Edify IVRs, and then we're working on Avaya, Cisco, Genesys Engage. I have real-time experience on all these products, and then from 2017, the year that Genesys released Genesys Cloud, we were working on demos, RFPs, real-time projects. So I've implemented almost 20 plus projects so far, and these trainings we are almost doing from 2020 end. So almost 5 years we completed into these trainings, and then we delivered more than 30 batches so far. So every day it's like a training. For me, my day starts with the training, but we have real-time experience on each and every component in Genesys Cloud, and we have cross-product knowledge as well, so that we do that comparisons. There's a lot of people maybe from Cisco, Genesys Engage, or via backgrounds. Whenever we are explaining a capability, if your question is relevant to the other product, we also do that comparison. We'll explain like how those things were done in Avaya, how it is done in Genesys Cloud. We have that knowledge to compare the products and then make you understand. Okay, I'm going to skip this one because we already went through this one. What are the key capabilities of Genesys is it's hosted on AWS. For you to learn Genesys Cloud, you don't need to learn AWS. It's just hosted on AWS. Will not have any level of access to AWS. It's more of a architecture kind of things that we need to learn on how this product is working on AWS. But for you to learn Genesys Cloud, you don't need to have any knowledge on AWS. It has all voice features, digital, all AI capabilities, and integrations. Our main thing is how we are going to deliver. As I keep saying, it's all real time. We are going to open each and every configuration, explain what is the use of that configuration, how it is used, configure it, and then wherever possible, test it and show it. So that's why we call it as a show on kind tell or show on tell training rather than theoretical. Lab access, you will have lab access. You'll be able to practice. So please listen to this particular part carefully. You'll have access to practice almost everything except few components. You cannot say I want to practice IVR. Sorry, you want to practice how to create a user. You want to practice how to create a role. No, we cannot allow those two components. We cannot allow you to create a role, and we cannot allow you to create a user, because you create a user and you log in $180 per month. You create, if I allow you to create a role, if I allow you to create a role, you can do anything. You can go create a role with all the capabilities, activate everything, and then assign it to a person, and then you can go do anything. These two we cannot allow you. User creation, role creation, anything related to user management, you will not be able to practice. But remaining things, telephony, you can practice anything related to telephony. You can practice anything related to IVR. You can practice anything related to ACD routing, integrations, quality administration, all capabilities. Some AI capabilities like voice bots and all you will be able to build, but you cannot activate Copilot. We will show you how to activate it. Is just 4 5 steps. We'll log in into the live system. We'll show you. We'll explain you what is Copilot, what are its capabilities, and then we'll show you how to configure it. But you will not be able to do it on your own. So user management, Copilot, these are the two components we cannot allow you to practice it. But remaining all development activities, telephony, ACD routing, integrations, IVR call flow development, you can develop the call flows, you can test them, and all your quality administration, you can see what kind of reports are available. You'll be able to explore all the reporting capabilities, survey, all these things are covered. Only user management and Copilot, we cannot let you practice it. But anyways, there'll be a live sessions on those things, how to create a user, what is required to create a user, how to assign a role, how you create a role. All those things we will show from our side, but you cannot practice those things. So this lab access is during training. This training will go around 60 days, minimum 60 days. If we are starting on November 13th, it'll be at least be until June 13th. So this 2 month you will have access. There's no time limit. Like you can log in at any time and then you can practice it. There's no timing as such saying you should log in only during this time. No such things. You can log in any time during this 2 months and practice it. This lab access is only during the training. Once training finishes, then you will not get any extended. Maximum you will get some 5 days extra, because like initially when we start the training, first 5 sessions, it's all introduction, walkthrough and all those things. You'll not have that access during that period. Once we start the actual sessions, you will start getting the lab access. So that 1 week we are not going to give you access. First 1 week, that we will extend in the training. Once we complete the training, then we'll extend it. So that's how. Any questions related to lab?
Is it daily training or weekly?
Training approach, it's going to be Friday and Saturday. Okay, so our training approach is also a bit different. So first 7 8 sessions where we are going to do introduction about architecture, what is this Genesys Cloud, there are some key concepts. So that first 7 sessions, it will be Monday through Friday. Okay, so if you are starting on 13th, that whole week it will be every day, and then the next week maybe 1 or 2 sessions it will be every day. Post that it will be every Friday and Saturday. And what are you going to do the whole week? We are going to give 1 or 2 recordings. You need to cover those recordings before Friday or Saturday session. That recordings will cover some basics. So, like example, if I'm starting ACD routing, I'll give you one recording on Sunday or Monday. So you need to, whenever you get time, you need to go listen to that recording. On Friday, we are going to explain some real-time scenarios. We'll explain ACD routing in detail. Plus, we'll also cover some real-time scenarios on Fridays and Saturdays. So Friday it will be 2 hours. Saturday it can be even 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depends on the topic. So the main sessions will happen on Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, the introduction session, the timings for that?
8 a.m. 8 a.m. to 9:30, 90 minutes.
Okay.
That is just one week. In case even if you have some offices and all, you need to adjust that 1 week. Post that it will be Friday and Saturday. No sessions on Sundays.
Okay. What time on Friday and Saturdays?
Same 8 a.m. to 10.
Oh, okay.
Any questions on the lab access?
Mahesh here, Srini.
Yeah, go on.
Is there any possibility to extend another 130 days or after completing this training?
Okay.
Lab
So
access.
let's talk about costing. See, like a lot of people ask, can we extend it? Okay, so we are going to take 22K from you guys. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, each Genesys account is, especially what happens is Genesys will sell it as a lab access. Okay, so lab access is like they sell 5 accounts. Each account per month $180 flat rate, no discounts. $180, 5 accounts. Okay, so now you are going to get access for 2 months. So these 5 accounts are shareable. At least 3 people can log in at a time. So that's how we are going to manage it. 3 people can log in at a time simultaneously without any overlaps. So we are able to manage it. Now, 3 people, one account, going to be 2 months access. So for every 3 people, we need to pay around 15K per month. So don't think that out of this 22K, I'm going to make a lot of profit. End of the day, all I get is per resource 8,000. Remaining things and all goes for my marketing plus lab access, because that it's very expensive. Genesys is not giving free trials. They don't give free trials to anyone. We need to pay even for the lab access and flat rates. For lab, they don't do any negotiations. Only if companies are buying some 2,000, 3,000 licenses from them, they make you five account free of cost. But for normal training center, they are not even uh, giving any discounts. So with that, I cannot extend. If you want extension, then it depends on our next batch. Maybe if there is less people in the next batch, if there are free slots available, cost basis, we can give you. Otherwise, no. That is the reason we cannot. So we have accounts just to run our batches. We don't have extra accounts. So that's the problem. That's why you should make use of lab access from the day when we give you access. But it will be a huge period, 2 months. 2 months you have a lab access. That's more than enough.
Sure.
Extension is just depends on our next batch. Say example, previous batch, there are a lot of people in the previous batch. Okay, so we struggle to have accounts for our own people itself. Okay, so then we need to take from another person and then give it. So if that is the situation, then we will not be able to sell our lab access to anyone.
Okay. Thank you.
And the next important one is recording access. So you will have recording of see, like previously we used to have pre-recorded and then we used to share, but now the interface has changed. Then now we have to go with new recordings. We are going to record this batch again. So we'll have the recordings uh, of the current batches, plus you'll also get some recordings of the previous batches. Plus on top of it, this recording access is during the training, plus 50 days extra, but we will extend it maximum 10 days. So you can think during the training plus 60 days. It's almost like from the day training starts, 4 months is what you will have access to it. And for whatever reason, we don't extend it this as well. During the training plus once we finish the training, you can say 60 days. After that, we don't extend for whatever reason. Okay, so that's how this training will be. See, I'll be very clear. If our lab access conditions and recording access conditions are not flexible for you, please don't join. I don't want to argue with any person. Once I take money from you, I don't want to argue with you. It's like your expectation is different and then our policies are different. If there is a mismatch, please don't join. Lab access and recording access, for whatever reason, we don't extend. If you want extension, lab access, I cannot guarantee 100%, but recording access, we will extend it, but extra charges for it. If you see our recording access and lab access is not fair, please don't join. I don't want to take money from you and then argue with you. That's not fair from both sides. So I'm just highlighting this one and then saying, I'll just repeat, lab access is during the training. Once training finishes, you will not have lab access. Recording access during the training plus extra 60 days. After that, for whatever reason you have, you cannot say, my work was too high, I cannot go through recordings. I already gave you 4 months recording. If you cannot go through 4 months, then I'm 100% sure you cannot go through even if I give another 6 months. But we will not extend it for whatever reason. We will extend it for extra cost. Okay, so be clear with that. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Uh, Srini, thanks for making it clear and for your upfront statement about training recordings and lab access. Let's say a guy is trying to move to Genesys from a different background, and like he may not secure the job in next 2 months or 3 months to keep up with the content and whatever the practice scenarios. Is there any alternative? Like
See,
if we want
there's
to.
no alternative. That's the problem. That is the
Mm,
reason. Like I was like, if it is easy to get a lab access, I could just go take 5K from you and then give you my 1 month access, right? You are giving money, I'm paying to them. Why can't I just do that small help? That too, when you guys are attending my training, and then why can't I just do a simple help of taking money from you and then giving it to a person who is selling it and then give you account access? Things are not working that way. It's very difficult to get a lab access for Genesys. Previously, we used to run batches for almost 3 years without lab access. Now things has become bit easy now, and that's how we are able to manage the lab access. Otherwise, it's no lab access only. Recordings, if you want to keep up the recordings, there'll be a small charges. Like it's not too high, maximum some 3K like that. You need to bear that basic amount, and then you'll have recording access extension. Lab access, again I say, right, depends on if I start a next batch, I hardly have 10 people, then I 1 or 2 accounts may be free, then I can give it to you for a small cost.
yeah, thank you, Srini.
Okay, batch timings, sorry, don't trade this is November. So 13th, next Monday is where we are going to start the batch. See, like so far we never delayed a batch. Like once we commit, the batch will start for whatever reason. Even if 5 people join, we'll continue the batch. Okay, so that's how it is. So 13th November is where the batch is starting. So as I said, first,
Extremely sorry to disturb. It's Thursday, right? That in November.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Got it.
sorry, yeah, 13th November is where we are starting. So when we start on 13th, so 13th and 14th plus the next whole week, it will be every day. I need at least 7 sessions to bring you guys to the speed, because there's a lot of questions, technical things, a lot of architecture related things that I need to make clear to you guys to build that basics. Once after this 21st, we may not do that Friday and Saturday. No, Friday we will do up until 21st. It will be every day. We may not do a session on 22nd, but after that week onwards, it will be every Saturday and Sunday. Sorry, Friday and Saturday. 28th, 29th, 5th, 6th. It will follow like that. And there'll be one question and answer sessions on Tuesday. This is just optional. You don't need to join. It's not mandatory. If you have any questions that you want to clear it to midweek, we'll have a short 30-minute session on Tuesdays. Again, it's not a mandatory session. It's just optional session. Even if you skip that, nothing is going to, you're not going to miss anything. It's just like making sure you guys are on the track. So like a follow-up one. So that's
Will
how.
those sessions be recorded? Because
No, we don't
someone may
record those
not.
sessions, because like it's all simple. Say, suppose say you got stuck and then you want to clear it something midweek. If you have some time, you can come and discuss. Okay, it's all like there's no formal discussion. It's just like some random discussions. But even if
Got
you
it.
don't join, you don't miss anything.
Yeah, a person may not make it, but the same issue might be facing, right? It will be
That you
helpful,
can
that
still
answer.
ask on Friday and Saturday, because like see,
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing, right? People ask recordings. I'm already going to share around 90 hours of recordings. So you will not have time to go through all those things. So don't worry about these recordings. Even if you don't join on Tuesday, you're not going to miss anything. Sometimes I myself cancel those sessions because there'll be less participants. Sometimes like 1 or 2 will join. See, current batch, I'm doing every week. 1 or 2 people will ask, they will ask one question and then they'll close it. Anyways, that question you can come and ask on Friday also. Nothing is going to stop you asking anytime. It's just a midweek, in case if someone lost track of it and then they need some guidance from me. That's where we use those sessions. Recording wise, okay, I want to be clear, right? See, we are doing this training for almost 5 years. Okay, so we try to do whatever is best for you guys. So your mindset, it's this training is all about mindset, I'll tell you. Okay, if you don't have mindset of learning, then you'll start asking about recordings. Give me this recording, give me that recording. So you have that, you want to collect everything and you don't know when you're going to go through those recordings, because 90 hours of recording is not easy to go sit and listen. You have to join the sessions. Joining sessions is very, very important. Recordings is like just for review purpose. For that review purpose, you should not chase me. You said you'll give me recording at 11 a.m. Why are you not sending me recording at 11 a.m.? This is what I'm facing with current batch. So in the session, say I'm closing a session, I'll say I'll send you the recording by afternoon. Maybe I'm stuck with the work, but I'll send the recording. That's training is my top priority in a day. But I may stuck with some work, and then I may delay it, but I'll start getting messages on WhatsApp. You said you'll give recording on 11 a.m. Why are you not sending? Another person will say, I missed a session on Saturday. Why are you not sending the recordings? I might have already sent the recordings. You'll not have that patience to go through the. Uh, we are going to create one WhatsApp group for this one to post all the communications. So then people will start asking, give me recording, give me recording. Come out from that mindset. Sit with us, listen to our sessions, ask questions. That's how the live sessions are meant for, right? Otherwise, I can just sell my recordings and then make money, right? That's not the intention. Sit with us, listen to us, ask questions. When I'm opening a topic, what listen to us, then see what is your understanding, what is your questions. That's how the sessions will become interactive, right? It's not like you sitting in a room going through the recording and then say yes, done. You'll never learn that way. So your priority should be attending the sessions, and then people will come saying, I don't have time. If you don't have time, please don't waste your money. Don't join, maybe join next batch. If you don't have time next 2 months, don't waste your money. You will not learn without time. You need time to attend our sessions, and you need time to go through that recordings one more time, and then uh, get used to it. Okay, so be clear with that. Why I'm saying don't chase us for recording, we know how to manage the recordings. So every time people will come and give us feedback related to recordings, so they'll give feedback for their own personal reasons. But when a batch is running for 20 people, I need to think about all 20 and then do it. Okay, so we don't disappoint you with these things. Our recordings are far, far better than anything that you see in the market. Our recording itself is more than enough to learn this Genesys Cloud. Okay, so don't teach us how to manage those recordings. That's my kind request. If you have this mindset, please don't join. One thing that I don't like is after taking money, if I argue with you, that will be very bad. It'll be very bad from my side. I've already taken money from you and then I'm arguing. It's like indirectly I'm cheating you. I don't want to get into that. That's not our intentions. So we know how to teach you. We know how to make you learn Genesys Cloud. Just you need to trust us and then follow us. All these people who are joining, right? Most of people just comes through my references. As soon as I start a batch, I'll get all the contacts for next batch within next 15 days. Okay, why? Because people has gone through my trainings, they know what is the value of it, they know how depth we cover the topics, and they know how best we organize these trainings. That's our positive things. It's not just money making process. I know there's a lot of people who will just go put that, okay, they are doing trainings, they even make college people join the trainings and then make money. We never allow any college person to join these trainings. We never allow any fresher joining these trainings. We clearly tell them, you are a fresher, this training is not relevant for you. Why? In contact centers, companies don't hire you if you don't have minimum 3 years of experience. At least you should have 3 years of IT experience, then only you can get into a contact center. If you are a college hired, then only you will be as a fresher. Otherwise you don't. We don't allow any 3 years, below 3 years person to join our trainings. So we have some ethics. Same ethics we follow when delivering. So all you need to do is trust us. You trust us, we are going to deliver this training to best of your use. Okay. We have a community, very big community. We have some reputation as well. We are not going to spoil that reputation just for 5k 10k. So please trust us. If you don't have that trust, my kind request, please don't join. After joining, I'm clear, I don't want to argue with any person. Okay. That's my kind request, because like one person in a batch will do this every time. That's why like I have a recorded session for this demo. I no need to even do this session. I can just send you that recording of previous demo. That will cover everything. Problem is I take time to do one to one, make people clear that you should come with a learning mindset. Okay. So you should trust us, and then you should have time. You don't have time, you're not going to learn. You're wasting your money. You just pay a money. I'm not going to return you whether you learn it or not. That's the thing, right? So you have time, join. You don't have time, postpone it for next time.
Srini, Mahesh here again.
Yeah.
Sorry. Coming to that troubleshooting and troubleshooting training, is that in that session it is going to be covered, network related applications like Wireshark or some any other pocket analyzing tools?
See, we will not go that deep into pocket analyzing and all, because pocket analyzing is completely outside of our scope, because it's a CAS model, right? When you are a CAS
Hmm.
model, the access to the logs that you have is very limited. Okay, so
Mhm.
whatever the log access we have, we will be able to troubleshoot to that level. So if you want to do packet capture and then do that level, you need two engineers. One is either you need a network engineer from your company, or you need a Genesys engineer to do that.
Actually, in Genesis Engage, we will use to that Wireshark application. Sometimes
See,
we will stack. So that's the reason I am asking
so if
again.
you know how to troubleshoot those network, that deep level network analysis, you can do it. Otherwise, all we need to do is raise a ticket with the Genesys. They will tell you what is happening. Because like one thing is Wireshark. Where are you going to capture this Wireshark? There is no server. All
Hmm.
the servers are in AWS. You don't have access to any server. Even if you capture, you will not get anything. Only capture that you can do is on the agent side. So if it is on
Oh,
agent side, then you can involve your network team. Say agent is saying my calls are choppy choppy. That's related to network. Now I need a network engineer to go do it. I'll involve my network engineer. Let him go through the Wireshark. Tell me what is happening. I don't
oh.
have that depth knowledge of capturing a Wireshark and then analyzing the network packets. I'm sure I never do that as part of the contact centers. But if you have that experience, good. Only Wireshark capture you can do is on the agent side, not anywhere else.
So in Genesis Cloud, there is only network console logs and network logs only. We will capture and we will analyze, right?
That's a browser logs. That
Hmm.
level of logs we will explain. So that
Okay.
network and console logs we do. You're talking about Wireshark capturing the user traffic on the laptop and then analyzing. I don't have that level of experience. Even Genesys will never ask you to share those logs. So all they
Hmm.
ask is network and console logs. That itself is enough for them to see what is happening with the call. If they need any media capture, they do it in the backend itself, because they have access to the server. They directly capture in the server itself, and then they'll tell you what is causing this problem.
Okay, great. Thanks, Srini. Make it clear.
Trini, can I have the fees details again?
It's
How much and how
22k,
can?
22k, and it's a one-time payment. You need to do the payment before 13th. And who to pay? You might have received a meeting invite from a person, right? Just pay to the same person. In case if you have any questions, let me put my number here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
So this is my number. So if you're part of that Genesys Cloud Group 1 and Group 2, I'm the main admin. You can see my name as CNU in that WhatsApp group. So I'm part of that. But you can note down my number. If you have any questions,
Okay.
you can message me. And
Yeah.
or even when you're making payment, you want to make sure that you're paying to the right person. Just message me, and then I'll confirm.
Sure. Thank you.
Srini, one query.
Yeah.
Is it possible to move the timing to 1 hour later, Srini, instead of 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
No, batch timing it'll not, because 9 it'll become too late for me to go to office.
Mm-hmm.
So 8,
Okay.
but it is only Friday, Saturday, right? Like just first 1 week
Only
you
2
need to
days.
first
Okay,
1
okay.
week you need to adjust. After 1 week
Okay.
it will be only Friday and Saturday that you need to concentrate. Even this first 1 week, in case if you miss anything, I'll give you a recording, so that suppose you are stuck with some work, or maybe you have some important work first 1 week and you cannot attend 1 or 2 sessions, you'll get a recording. You can sit and listen to that anytime. But after 1 week, it will be just Friday, Saturday. Only one day you need to adjust, right? Friday. And Saturday,
Okay.
obviously, anyways, it's a weekend.
Good, Srini. Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, course content. I have a course content. Trust me, everything related to cloud we cover except workforce management. So workforce management also, I'll give you the recordings, but we don't cover as part of training. Other than that, we are going to see everything. I'll also ask my resources to share this Excel with you. That will cover all the topics that we are going to show. So, introduction to Genesys Cloud. First, this one. What is this contact center? How are this hosting models working? Introduction to Genesys Cloud. Some organization settings. What are the licenses that Genesys sell? Walkthrough of the portal. This we call it as a pre-projecting thing. Okay, so even if you are like if you are in a consultation role, you this training covers some 2 sessions will cover on pre-projecting things, like how do you decide which licensing model is going to work, what is something called voice model, how do you pick up your AWS region, how do you engage Genesys, what are the licenses, how much it costs, all those things will be covered as part of this interaction. Then we'll do a walkthrough of the architecture, Genesys architecture. Then we'll do the user management roles, how to create roles, users, and how do you assign the right permissions to the right users, that part. And then we start with voice, telephony, introduction to voice models. There are 3 models that Genesys sell. Genesys Cloud Voice, BOC Cloud, and BOC On-Prem. So which model is going to be best for your client? How do you choose between these 3 models? Or you can even have a hybrid models. Then we'll talk about SIP trunk creation. Once you select the voice model, how do you create a trunk? How do you configure the telephony server? How do you configure the WebRTC phones? How do you assign them to the agents? How do you assign DAD numbers or toll-free numbers to the users? All those things will be covered as part of telephony. Okay. Once that is done, then ACD routing. So skills, queues, sorry, not this. Once telephony is done, then it is architecture, IVR. IVR tool is called Architect in Genesys Cloud. You don't need to have any Java, Eclipse, or any IDEs. It's a browser-based, completely drag and drop kind of tool. You don't need to learn any coding. So that is this architecture. So we're going to walk through of the portal, show you some samples on how to build it, all those things. So when this is happening, ACD routing. So what is queue, skill, ACD routing? What are the concepts of ACD routing? There are advanced routings like preferred agent routing, bullseye routing, predictive routing, group-based routings. So we are going to explain about each and every routing model with some samples. And then screen pop-up script, agent script, and also the in-queue call flows. So how do you implement call treatment when calls are waiting in the queue? How can you offer voicemails, callbacks? All those things will be covered as part of this one. Once this is done, then we go into quality administration, like your recording. Genesys has inbuilt call recording, in how that recording is going to work. How can you write policies? How can you create evaluation forms so that you supervisors can use it and give ratings to the agents? Surveys, what kind of surveys you can do? Can you do voice survey, email survey, web survey? So there's a lot of survey options that are available. And then all the reports, dashboards that are available. So we're going to do the quality administration. Once quality administration is done, then digital channels, email and chat. The chat covers a lot of channels like web message, WhatsApp. Even we'll talk about Facebook, social media integrations. Okay. And once the channels are done, then advanced things. So even this covers outbound dialer. Genesys has inbuilt outbound dialer. We are going to cover outbound dialer. Then all the AI capabilities like voice bot, chatbots, Copilot, knowledge articles. So all those advanced capabilities that Genesys has released in last 1 year. So we are going to cover those things. Once these are done, then the main important things that you guys are interested on, troubleshooting, interviews. So all those non-topic related things will also be covered. So this I will share it. Copilot I have not included any AI capability into this one. So only voice bots and digital bots are added and speech analytics. I did not add Copilot into it. I'll add this into this one and then I'll share it with my resources and they will send it to you. Okay, so that's our course content, but that also itself covers all the topics in Genesys Cloud. And this training is not for administrator, it is not for any implementation person, it is not for any support person. We are not doing a role-based training. We're not giving supervisor training or administrator training or IVR developer training. It's a whole product. So you will have, after this training, you will have very good understanding of what is Genesys Cloud, how the components are working, what are the components that are involved, how those components can be implemented. So it's like a overall implementation kind of training, not specific to any roles.
Srini, one question.
Yep.
With regards to the IVR cloud flow, so how depth are we going into? So are we referring any real-time use cases or anything?
We'll take a sample call flow and develop and show it to you. The depth we are going. So we'll do a walkthrough of the portal. Then we'll explain each and every node that are available in the architect. What is the use of that node? When do you use that node? How do you use that node? And then we'll start developing a call flow that will cover all the nodes. And then we'll also show some advanced like data tables, APIs. How can you use APIs in IVR? How can you use data tables in IVR? How can you write that complex expressions? All those things will be covered. Okay. Any other questions? Please note down my number if you don't have it. It's on my screen. In case if you have any questions, you can message me. But so if you are interested, just confirm to our guys. If you are not interested, they might have added you to some WhatsApp group. You can exit from that group if you, for whatever reason, you don't want to continue. You can exit. If you are interested, just do your confirmation, and then they will expect you to do the payment before the training. So just talk to that guy. In case if you have any confusions, message me on WhatsApp. I'll be able to clarify your questions.
Srini, sorry to interrupt you. Just a clarification regarding after this training, which certification we have to go for, like architect or the cloud professional?
Professional is the first one you need to go through, and then remaining all architect, outbound, those are the specialized exams. So you can do that later, because like so that too depends. If your company is sponsoring, you can do all the trainings. If it is from your own pocket, just do the professional, more than enough. You don't need any other training certifications, because even if you want to write a single exam, it is $500.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's expensive, so don't spend from your pocket. One is enough. That too, if you're in India, please don't do certifications from your pockets. It's useless. Even if you attend an interview with a certification, they are not going to give you a job without you answering the questions. Okay, so don't think too much about paying money from your pockets and getting the certifications. You can even in the interview you can say my current company is not sponsoring, because they know how expensive it is. You can say I'll do certifications if you are sponsoring.
Okay.
You can say that. Okay. If you are in US, then there is some condition in US, like some resumes they pick up only if you have certifications. For them, just do professional, nothing else.
Okay. And one more thing, if you already addressed or not, I'm sorry, I got late. Just regarding the lab access, how many people will be able to do it at one time?
3 people
then-
can access it at a time without
how do
any problems.
So if I want to schedule and how do I know that, okay, already been.
No need to schedule. You can access it anytime. That's what I was saying. You can
Okay.
access it anytime. It is simultaneous login. 3 people can log in at a time and then work.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank
So
you.
there's no time, no schedule. If I
Okay.
give you lab access, you can sit anytime and then access it, whatever is convenient for you.
Thank you.
It's not time-based access. But it's only during the training. Once training finishes, maximum you'll get 5 days. After
Okay.
that, we'll remove the access.
Okay.
Hi, Srini. So I
Yeah.
have a doubt regarding job opportunity. So currently I'm into Cisco. Okay. So after this training, so without any hands-on practice, like the without any project, will I be able to move into any of the other companies with the Genesys?
See, like thing is, hands-on practice depends on how engaged you are into this training. So from
Okay.
the day one, when I start explaining, I'm going to explain it like a real-time project. Most of the times, I will take example of any bank in India and then start explaining. Because when I'm explaining the concepts, I need to give you some real-time understanding. I'll pick up maybe HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. If ICICI Bank want to do a project in Genesys Cloud, what they do, what they do.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to your question of without hands-on, you have a lab access, you have all the scenarios explained, so you can practice it. Okay, so and you're saying Cisco background, so you already
Mhm.
know a lot of telephony concepts, so it's not going to be major. Mainly Cisco guys, and then people need to learn is like applications, IVRs, because contact centers is more of applications. Cisco is more of telephony, IPT, right? But Genesys Cloud is not IPT solution. You need to learn applications, integrations. That's where you need to concentrate, and then you can practice everything. So we are going to make it like a real-time project implementation. So
Okay,
that
because on interviews they'll be asking for the projects which we have worked, right?
that
So
I'll help you. Don't worry about that. That's the last part of this
okay,
one. When I'm talking about interviews, I'll teach you on how to prepare your resume. How do you put a content? Because if you say I'm working on Cisco, I learned Genesys Cloud, give me project, no one is going to offer you.
yeah,
Obviously, last 2 years you need to take your Cisco experience and put your Genesys experience. So last 2 years at least you have to say you're working on Genesys Cloud. So for that, this training will help you on learning, and then will help you on how to prepare that resume, showing the 2 years of experience. That will
yeah,
cover
okay.
as part of this interview preparation. How are you going to project yourself for that roles?
Yeah, okay, Srini, thank you.
So adding to the same hands-on experience, so once the training is done, you will give me 5 more days, right? Once that is done, how can we set up a personal lab? I mean, it could be in the cloud or maybe some other places
No,
to
it's not
enhance.
possible, right? It's a CAS model, CCAS,
Okay.
Cloud-based contact center as a service. We are
Okay.
buying from Genesys as a service. So they'll
Okay.
not give you software that we can install into laptops or servers. It's already
Okay.
running in AWS, and they'll just give us access to one web portal, need to access, just like your Facebook. Facebook
All
is
right.
not giving you software, right? They just give you a login and then you go log in and use it. Okay, so
Okay.
we cannot set up any lab as such. Even if I say a lab that I have, it's not any server that running in my organization or anywhere. It's running in AWS only. Even lab is like your production only. No
Okay.
separate setup for labs. Genesys
Okay.
doesn't sell lab to any individuals. Genesys doesn't give you free trials. That's a big problem with Genesys.
Okay.
So no way you can get. But there are people who are selling. He is charging 20K for 1 month or 2 months access to get a lab access
Okay.
for 30 days or 60 days.
Okay.
20K, then you need to think if you really want to pay 20K and then get a lab access. That's why I keep telling to the people, go along with this training. Day one, from the day one, you should have that commitment. I want to learn Genesys Cloud in next 2 months.
Mhm.
Learning Genesys Cloud in 2 months, that 2 months itself is too high time, too much time. Previously, we used to complete batches in 45 days running from Monday to Friday. But a lot of people are working nowadays. A lot of people are going to offices. It's difficult to join sessions every day. That's why we moved to Friday, Saturday. Otherwise, we used to do every day. Because 2 months is too much to learn Genesys Cloud. Because of our just weekend approach, it is extending to 2 months. This weekend approach will also give you enough time. See, whole week you have time to just go through, practice it, and learn, right? So come with a commitment that day one I'm going to commit. Forget about what happens after the training. First concentrate about current training time. Within 2 months you will learn. You will learn 100%, I can guarantee. Only thing is you should have that commitment. You don't need 2 months to learn Genesys Cloud because it's a very user-friendly tool. Very, very user-friendly. Just like, does someone teach you how to log in into Facebook, use the capabilities, or Instagram, or WhatsApp? Anyone teaches us all those things?
No.
This tool is equally user-friendly. Only thing is you need to know the concepts. I told you, right? Activating Copilot will only take 10 minutes. Only thing is you should know what is this Copilot, how it works, what is the benefit it is bringing in. ACD routing, creating a queue will only take 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. You can finish it in 60 seconds. But how that ACD routing works, how the concepts will run in the backend, when can I use which option based on my business requirement? If you are able to analyze your business requirement and map it to the options that are available, it's just a form that you are filling and then saving it. Is that user friendly? So learning is not difficult. Only thing is commitment is the big problem that I see from people in the batches. So come up with that commitment that this 2 months, my only goal is learn Genesys Cloud. 2 months is too much to learn.
Thanks.
Srini,
Yeah.
my background is Oracle Financials functional consultant. Can I get this one, trained and get a job on this one?
I would trained people from BCom background and then they are working now. So you're saying you're Oracle, right? So any IT knowledge that you have is just added advantage for this training. Any IT knowledge, doesn't matter whether you are on Oracle or you are on some other technology or whatever background. So your
But I don't
IT
have any
background.
programming background.
This nowhere you can write a single line of code in Genesys Cloud. So you cannot write. Only area that something related to coding is integrations. There also you will not be able to write any Java, .NET and all. Just a few concepts that you need to analyze. That's it. Otherwise, no programming. We cannot write even a single line of code into Genesys anywhere. And there are some, you can use Python and all, but that's outside of Genesys. Suppose say your team doesn't like Genesys reporting. They want to do their own reporting. Then you can use some .NET or any programs and then build your own reports. Or maybe your business is saying, I don't like user creation through Genesys portal. Then you can write some your own custom web application. That's where you need coding. That's very advanced level. You don't need to go to that level at this moment, because that's outside of Genesys scope at all. So 95% people who work on Genesys Cloud will not have any coding background. Only 5% will have that coding background. Okay, so you'll be able to learn, don't worry.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, I think we are already late. So thanks for joining. So as I said, like if you have any questions, WhatsApp me 1-to-1 and we can talk. If no questions, sessions will start from 13th. So those who want to join, please go inform our guys and then please do the payments and then we'll include you into the batch. So once you do the payment, you will be added into a new WhatsApp group. You will get all communications in that WhatsApp group. Okay. Even if you're not joining, you're still part. If you're part of Genesys Cloud Group 1 and 2, we can always connect. You can post any query and then our team will respond. Okay. Have a good day then. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.